What if in Fullmetal Alchemist, Edward Elric lost his body instead of Alphonse Elric? The night was filled with desperation and sorrow as Edward and Alphonse Elric performed the ultimate taboo, human transmutation. Their mother had died, leaving them with nothing but memories and an unbearable void. They believed in their knowledge of alchemy, in their ability to defy the impossible, but the truth was absolute. The moment the transmutation circle activated, Edward felt his very existence slipping away. He screamed as his body was dragged into the void, a place beyond comprehension. In the endless whiteness, the truth stared at him with a cruel grin. "You dared to break the law," it whispered, "and this is the price." Edward was gone. His body no longer existed in the physical world. Alphonse, watching in horror, acted without hesitation. Blood dripping from his severed arm, he carved a transmutation circle into the ground. He refused to lose Edward. With the last of his strength, he performed a soul-binding ritual, sacrificing his arm to tether Edward's soul to a nearby suit of armor. Edward awoke, but something was wrong. There was no pain, no warmth, no breath. He moved, but he did not feel. He looked down and saw nothing, only the cold, lifeless metal of the armor that encased his soul. Alphonse lay before him unconscious, bleeding out from his injuries. Edward, despite his horror, lifted his brother and ran. The brothers were found and taken in by Winry Rockbell and her grandmother Pinaco. Alphonse, barely alive, underwent a grueling automail surgery, replacing his missing arm and leg with metal limbs. The process was agonizing, but he endured it with determination. Edward, however, was silent, isolated. He refused to let Winry near him, unable to accept his new existence. He was nothing but a hollow shell, a voice trapped in metal. No warmth, no senses, no humanity. Winry didn't let him wallow in despair. One day she stormed into his room, wrench in hand, and yelled, "You're still Edward! Stop shutting us out!" He wanted to believe her. He truly did. Time passed, and Alphonse recovered, training himself to fight with his new automail. Edward, despite his self-loathing, pushed himself to become stronger. He could no longer afford to feel sorry for himself. He had to find a way to restore his body. They turned to alchemy, researching the Philosopher's Stone, a mythical object that could bypass the laws of equivalent exchange. If such a thing existed, it could return what they lost. Then, a man in uniform arrived at their home, Colonel Roy Mustang. He had heard of their failed transmutation and their skills in alchemy. He offered them a path forward. Join the state alchemist program. As a state alchemist, Alphonse could gain access to classified alchemic research and resources that could lead them to the Philosopher's Stone. Edward, still reluctant, told Alphonse to accept the offer. "This is our best chance," he said. "If we want to fix what we've done, we need to move forward." And so, they left Rezemboul, leaving behind the ashes of their past. Arriving in Central City, Alphonse faced the intense trials of the state alchemist exam. The written test was difficult, but with Edward's guidance, he passed. The alchemy trials tested his ability to transmute efficiently under pressure. The combat test was brutal. He fought against skilled alchemists, proving his adaptability and intelligence in battle. Then came the final challenge. Colonel Mustang himself stood before him. "One final test," he said, igniting flames in his hand. Alphonse barely dodged the first wave of fire, using alchemy to manipulate the environment to his advantage. He countered Mustang's attacks, but the colonel was ruthless. The battle ended with Mustang pinning Alphonse down, a fireball at his chest. "Are you prepared to bear the weight of this title?" Mustang asked. Alphonse, panting, didn't hesitate. "Yes," Mustang smirked. "Then you've earned it." Alphonse was granted the title of State Alchemist, receiving the silver pocket watch that marked his new status. But Mustang's words echoed in his mind. "This path is filled with darkness. Be ready for the truth you'll uncover." With the weight of their new responsibilities, the brothers set out on their first mission, investigating a town where alchemic experiments had gone terribly wrong. As they walked toward an uncertain future, Edward clenched his armored fist. No matter what it took, They would restore what was lost. Their journey had only just begun.